Here's what's going to be going on this month, November 2017. One thing we'll notice is that our bright evening planets that we used to be looking at in the southwest are now gone. The first big event of this month is coming up tomorrow night, actually. So before you go to sleep Saturday night, remember to set your clock back an hour. And then you'll notice weird things like it gets dark too early after work, and it's too bright when you wake up, and all kinds of things. So you have to get up at 5 in the morning instead of 6 to see Mars. It's terrible. All right.
Tony loves that.
Well, I don't like the time change. Well, I mean, actually, I'd prefer that it stay standard time myself. But anyway, okay. Now,
I prefer it would stay daylight. Anyone in my camp?
Yeah.
Stay daylight?
Yeah. We just need to stay open later so the telescopes can observe.
Anyway.
This show is disintegrating quickly.
That's right. And Laura, I tell you, we have to stay on schedule. So
Yes, we do. So please go.
So anyway, there are two planets that are visible if you have a telescope or if you come to a place that has telescopes in. And those are Uranus and Neptune. Neptune's actually highest right as soon as it gets dark, and then Uranus follows a couple hours later. Uranus is bright enough to see in binoculars. You do need finder charts. These are from Sky and Telescope magazine, and I have a link to them on the Sky Report weekly webpage that I do. If you have a go-to telescope, they aim automatically. Now, they don't show a lot. Neptune is extremely tiny, and you need hundreds of power magnification to actually see its disk, and even then you won't see any detail, but it does have a deep blue color. However, to photograph detail, it's possible, and one of our staff members, Blake Estes, is one of the top Neptune photographers now. And using infrared light, he's been able to see a bright cloud feature on Neptune.
But I don't see the Dodgers written on there.
Well, that could have been when it was forming.
Yeah.
Note the date, it's a little before the World Series. So I don't know. I haven't seen his newest pictures yet. So, and then also Uranus also is notorious for not showing much detail, but he did get some hints of stuff there. In the early morning, there are some planets. First of all, off in the east, well, you'll see Mars. Actually, Venus comes up a little bit later. Venus comes up right now when dawn starts, and Mars is up above it. But also the bright star Sirius, the brightest star of the nighttime sky. I've actually been getting a lot of emails about that. What is that flashing bright thing in the southern sky?
To which you answer, it's a UFO, I hope?
I do not, no. I hope you haven't been continuing to do that. Anyway, and I've even gotten some emails about this one way down in the south, which is Canopus. And it's been so clear on some of the nights recently that people are wondering what that really bright star is right above the horizon. So I had to figure it out, but they agreed that's what it was.
That's Patrick So's favorite star.
It's mine too.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've always thought it was Patrick's, but you're going to have to.
Then we can share. Great
Okay.
minds.
Great.
Okay, so there are some planetary things worth getting up for early in the morning. This is November 13th. See the moon, but way down on the horizon there's something interesting. It's Venus very close to Jupiter. This is called a pulse. This comes just a few hours after something called a conjunction, when they're as close together as they can be. Also the planet Mars and the star Spica. If we look through a telescope on this morning, you would actually be able to see Venus and Jupiter and its moons. Venus is far away from us right now and really doesn't show much detail. It's almost fully lit. Jupiter's always fully lit, but it does show some detail in its clouds. Mars is about as far away from us as it can be, and through a telescope it really doesn't show much detail. It looks like a little kind of yellow-orange bubble right now. But using infrared filters and video techniques, that doesn't stop people now from getting detail. So we can recognize Syrtis Major and the big deserts of Mars and polar caps and stuff, even though it's considered very far away. And then finally on November 16th, the moon will make a nice grouping with Venus and Jupiter, which will just be coming back into view at that point. And then a favorite thing in November is the Leonid meteor shower. It used to be every 33 years it would produce a gigantic meteor shower when its parent comet, Tempel-Tuttle, came close to the Earth. However, Jupiter has changed the orbit of the stream of the particles coming from it, so it may be another 90-some years until we get a big shower out of it. Nevertheless, it does produce a stream of, maybe 10 or so meteors per hour. And not a major shower, but some of these meteors are bright, so, if you like watching it, I can't predict that you'll see anything spectacular, but you might, and that's a morning where you'd want to look.